A year. It sounds like a long time, doesn't it? 365 days. A lot can happen in a year. People change, cities evolve, seasons turn. But for him, that year was just a countdown, a long, drawn-out breath held in anticipation. He stood on that same train platform, exactly where they had said their goodbyes. The morning air was crisp, carrying the familiar scents of diesel and distant coffee. He checked his watch, a nervous habit. 9 a.m., the first train of the day was pulling in, its brakes screeching a familiar song. He scanned the faces pouring out onto the platform, a hopeful smile playing on his lips. Each person was a flicker of possibility, a potential her, but none of them were. He remembered her words as if she'd just spoken them. 1 year from today, right here, same time, same place. Promise me. He had promised, of course. How could he not? Her eyes, bright with a mixture of excitement and a sadness he couldn't quite place, had sealed the deal more firmly than any words could. She was moving away for a new job, a big opportunity she couldn't pass up. He was finishing his degree. A year apart seemed like a small price to pay for a lifetime together. They would write, they would call, they would bridge the distance with words until they could close it with an embrace. The sun climbed higher, casting long shadows that slowly shortened as noon approached. The platform buzzed with life, families reuniting, business travelers rushing past, students with backpacks full of books and dreams. He found a bench, the same one they had sat on while waiting for her train a year ago. He could almost feel the phantom warmth of her leaning against him, her head on his shoulder. He remembered tracing the lines on her palm, telling her foolish stories about what they meant. She had laughed, a sound like wind chimes, and told him he was making it all up. He was. But in that moment, he felt like he could write their entire future in the stars. The afternoon wore on. Trains came and went, each one a fresh wave of hope that crashed against the shore of disappointment. He bought a coffee from a vendor, the steam warming his cold hands. He reread their old messages, smiling at her witty replies and the silly photos they'd sent each other. For the first few months, they had talked every day, but then her replies became slower, shorter. He chalked it up to her being busy with her new life, her demanding job. He tried not to worry, reminding himself of the promise. The promise was their anchor, the one solid thing in a sea of uncertainty. He'd suggested visiting her once, but she'd gently declined, saying she wanted their reunion to be just as they'd planned, a grand, cinematic moment on this very platform. He respected her wish, her romantic vision. Now, the sun was beginning to dip towards the horizon, painting the sky in fiery shades of orange and pink. A melancholic beauty settled over the station. The evening commuters were a different crowd, weary, tired, eager to get home. His hope, once a blazing bonfire, had dwindled to a few stubborn embers. He felt a familiar pang of anxiety in his chest. What if she'd forgotten? What if she'd met someone else? His heart ached at the thought, but he pushed it away. No, not her. She had promised. He stood up, pacing the length of the platform, his footsteps echoing in the growing quiet. The last train was scheduled to arrive soon. This had to be it. He positioned himself at the exact spot where her carriage door had opened a year ago. His heart hammered against his ribs. The rumble started in the distance, growing louder until the train burst into view, its headlights cutting through the twilight. It slowed, hissed, and stopped. The doors slid open. One person got off, then another. A small trickle of passengers. He held his breath, his eyes wide, searching, pleading. The last person stepped off and hurried away. The doors slid shut. An automated voice announced the train's departure. And just like that, It was gone, leaving behind an empty track and a profound silence. He stood there, frozen, as darkness fell completely. The platform lights flickered on, casting a lonely, sterile glow. It was over. She wasn't coming. A crushing weight settled in his soul. He finally pulled out his phone, his thumb hovering over her contact, not knowing what to say. And that's when he saw it, an unread message. But the notification was strange. It wasn't from today. The timestamp was from a year ago, sent just minutes after her train had departed. It must have been a network error, a glitch in the system that had trapped it in digital limbo for 365 days. With trembling hands, he opened it. The words on the screen blurred through his tears. "My love," it began, "I won't be able to come. By the time you read this, I'll be gone. I'm dying. I didn't want your last memory of me to be in a hospital. I wanted it to be here, full of hope and promise. Live a beautiful life for both of us. I love you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more if you enjoy this. Like and share if this story resonated with you. See you in the next one.